for volunteering to help people learn how we do a stress profile.
Hello.
This is the first time you're being recorded.
Yeah.
So I'm going to explain how all the sensors work as we're doing it. Okay?
Okay.
The first sensor we're going to put on is for picking up breathing at your chest level. When people are tense, they breathe mostly with their chests and less with their abdomen. So what we want to do is see how you breathe with your chest. I have to look at your chest to see which part of your chest moves most as you're breathing. So please excuse me for staring at you there. So let's just see what parts move in and out most. And for you, it's up here, just above your breasts. For men, you record right at the nipple line. That works perfectly for virtually all men. For some women, you have to go below the breasts, or on it, or above them. So for you, we're going to go just at the top of your breasts, right under your armpits.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is hand you this sensor so that you can hold it in place. The way this sensor works is as you breathe in and out, this little rubber band looking thing stretches in and out. So I want you to stretch it about 1 centimeter and just hold it in place. And I'm going to come around behind you and attach these Velcro straps, okay?
Okay.
So here you go. Go ahead and stretch it just 1 centimeter. That's perfect. Okay. So I'm going to come around behind you and attach this. Okay, you comfortable?
Yes,
Put
that's
your
fine.
arms down. And now we have to check the recording. The way this device works is the screen tells us which socket to plug which sensor into. So we know simply by double checking that respiration is in the right socket. And now what we have to do is get a signal. So respiration is at the bottom. Barb, breathe in and out deeply so we can see whether it will go up and down. Okay. So what we have to do is magnify what's on the screen. So that we can see you breathing. Okay, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Okay, now we can see a definite change, so we know we're picking up the signal. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. So there's a good respiration signal. That's working. Now, if you'd be kind enough to sit down, what we're going to do is record muscle tension from your forehead and from your shoulder. Your muscles produce electricity. As they get tenser, they produce more electricity. So we're simply picking up the amount of electricity your muscles are making. The reason that we're interested in recording from your forehead, the forehead muscles run vertically. So we're not really picking up the tension in your forehead, rather we're picking up all the electrical noise that's getting across your forehead. And that electrical noise is picked from your jaw and other areas in your head that are very sensitive to emotions. And since this is a stress profile, if you become more relaxed, the electricity should go down. If you become tenser, the electricity should go up.
Okay.
And nothing we do is going to hurt you. There's no electricity going to you. I'm going to remove the normal body oils from your skin using an alcohol pad. Body oils conduct electricity, so we simply have to remove them. Are you allergic to alcohol?
No.
Okay, so if you would close your eyes, I'm just going to gently rub your forehead, remove those oils, and then I'm going to record from your shoulder as well.
Okay.
I'm recording from your right shoulder because the heart is on the left side more, and it produces a giant electrical artifact. So if we record from the right, we'll get less of an artifact. And again, we're not looking for pain here. We're looking for responses to stress, emotional responses. And we're not particularly recording from the shoulder muscles, the upper trapezius. We're trying to pick up general muscle responses in the whole area. So I'm recording from a whole series of muscles. So in both cases, we're recording incorrectly if we were trying to pick up what an individual muscle is doing. Instead, we're going to be picking up general activity in an area. I'm putting the sensors and sensor leads together on a table so that I don't have to press against you because it would be uncomfortable for you when we do that. So this set is going to go on your forehead. And I'm going to put a little piece of tape on the chair behind you so that these sensors don't annoy you particularly, so they're not hanging down over your eyes. You don't have to have your eyes closed if you don't want them there. So I'm putting each active sensor approximately midway the normal brow line and about midway over the eyes. Remember, we're not trying to pick up muscle tension itself, so it really doesn't matter that much where we put the sensors. So when we're done, don't suddenly get up because the sensor lead is taped to the chair. The next sensor leads are going to go right here. You're fine.
Okay.
Everything's out of the way. This is just going right across your head now. And we'll tape it out of your way. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to see whether the muscle tension leads work. So, Barb, you can look at this if you want.
Yeah.
Here are the two channels of muscle tension. And I have these two graphs just set up. So this is filled in, this is not filled in, but it's just showing the higher on the graph, the more tension. So go ahead and shrug your shoulder just up and down. Down, 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 down. Let it relax.
Oh, there it is.
Well, let's just see what's happening. I'm going to have you shrug and relax. Okay, so I'm just going to shrug and let go. Okay, we'll do it one more time when I say so. Shrug, let go. Okay, that's normal. It came straight back down immediately. That's fine. Now, for your forehead, which is on the top, I'm going to have you just wrinkle up your forehead and relax. Relax, relax, relax. Okay, wait a second, and we're going to do that one more time. And when I say relax, relax right away, okay? So tense, relax. Beautiful. Came right back down. Okay, so we're getting good recordings. What we're looking for here is noise, any kind of an artifact that would look like something coming from the lights.
Oh.
Or a bad signal. The signal breaking up, it would just look like static. It would go and it's not, so we're doing fine. Now we're going to use one of your hands. It doesn't matter which. We'll use this one since it's closer to the equipment. What we're going to do is pick up your heart rate. This is called a photoplethysmograph. It's sending out a light beam into your hand, and some of the light is going to reflect out of your hand back into the sensor. Your hand is getting darker and lighter with each heartbeat because as blood flows in, it gets darker. So there's a change in how much light is absorbed as your heart beats, so we'll pick up, with any luck, a change. I'm going to be putting this on your thumb.
Oh, here we go.
Your job is going to be to tell me whether your thumb's getting ice cold.
Ah, okay.
Okay, because we don't want to cut off the circulation to your thumb. Now, what I didn't demonstrate to you was that when I went to put the tape on, as I was closing it, I made a little cuff right like this so that I can find the end of the tape, because there are few things more embarrassing than finishing a session like this and not being able to get anything off because you can't find the ends of the tape. And eventually you simply grab the nearest axe and start chopping out of desperation. So now let's check. Just put your hand down. Let's check to see if we're picking up a heartbeat. So that's the next signal down. It's showing that your heartbeat is about, 66 to 72, 3, something like that. And we're going to want to see whether we're getting a nice regular beat. This is not set up to pick up what the heartbeat looks like. It's not the shape of the heartbeat, okay? It's just so that we see that the heart is beating regularly. That's all we care about, is that we're picking up the beat. We can't tell whether this is normal or not, and we are. We're getting a good signal. I guess I shouldn't sound so shocked. Every once in a while it happens, you get a good recording. Okay, I tell you what, Barb, move around, move your hand a little bit. You see what happens there? You get a terrible recording when someone moves. This is very sensitive to movement artifacts. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to record blood flow. All of the heat that comes out of your extremities is caused by blood flowing within about 1.5 centimeters of the surface. So this whole thing isn't 1 centimeter deep, so we can pick up all the blood flow by picking up the temperature coming out. This little device is called a thermistor. It's a chemical that's sensitive to temperature. It changes electrical resistance as temperature changes. So what's happening is that an electrical current is going through, there's 2 wires in here actually. There's a small electrical current going through the wire into this chemical and back out again. The amount of current that can flow through it changes as your heat changes. So I'm just going to tape this on. This is paper tape that's hypoallergenic. So that it's not trapping the heat in you. The reason I've got this extra piece of tape here is because the stem of the sensor is also picking up heat. And if it keeps changing its position on your hand, that'll change what we pick up here. And of course, if the whole stem wiggles, the amount of contact we get will change. Okay, so just relax. We have one more sensor to put on. These little sensors pick up how much you're sweating. And this device is going to send a tiny, tiny amount of electrical current to you. It's so little that you cannot feel it. And I'm going to put a drop of recording gel onto the sensor just to make it easier to pick up the tiny little changes in sweat. The reason we care about sweat is that when you get nervous or upset, you sweat more. As you relax, you sweat a little bit less. The reason we're able to pick up anything with these little sensors is that your sweat is mostly salt water, which conducts electricity. The machine will send a tiny current from one sensor to the other. So it has to cross the salt water to pick it up.
Okay, same hand?
Yep, same hand. And just as with the other sensors, your job is to tell me whether they start getting cold and turn blue and all that, all right?
Okay.
It can't be too tight.
Okay.
So now what we want to do is we want to check to see if the thermistor, the temperature probe, is working. And it's saying that you're at about 75 degrees. So what we have to do is adjust the device so that it can pick up in the range that you're at. So now we can see the signal, but we're really not interested in the 50-degree range because we won't be able to see any changes. So let's go ahead and maybe look at a 10-degree range, but we still want to see the signal. So there's the signal. And now what I'm going to do is very gently press on this to trap some heat, and you see the signal going up immediately. So that's working fine. With GSR, which is shown out here, there's very little use looking at the raw signal. What we want to do is know whether it's reactive or not. We want to know if that number changes. So the way we check this is we very gently rub your palm. Just feather, feather light. Okay? Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Okay.
Now, if you had been looking over here, what you would have seen is that when I said, we're going to do it, it immediately changed.
Oh.
That's an emotional response to having somebody that you don't know all that well saying they're going to rub your palm.
Oh, okay.
So we picked it up. It's working
It
fine.
works.